Good morning, Grand Rising. Um, I wanted to come on this morning. I've been seeing a lot of different uh, videos and such. There's a lot going on, so I don't normally come on this early on a Sunday, but I wanted to come on today to discuss this Ukraine conflict situation. I wanted to come on and discuss this today. We are going to play the intro and then we are going to get started. Let's get going this morning. Grand Rising, I feel like my camera's on tilt, so I apologize if it is. The cats have been running around down here. Hello, 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 hello. This is Dr. Lisa, and this is Heart of Inspiration. So, the title of this video is What Should We Must Act Now, right? What should we be doing now? And today is February 27th of 2022. As far as this Ukraine Russia situation, um, I'm going to probably have somewhat of an unpopular take, but maybe it's not. I'm not going to say it's a hot take. I'm not going to say it's anything. I'm just going to say it's what it is. We, as a collective people, as those of us who are in this spiritual community, and I'm going to include in that whether or not you are spiritual or you're religious, um, whatever you consider yourself, this transcends all of that. This transcends whether we're spiritual, whether we're Christian, whether we're Muslim, whether we're Jewish, whatever the take is. There has been a lot that has been being said especially in this community, um, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. There's a lot of people that are, oh, that Putin is a good guy, that Putin is a bad guy, that what have you, right? There's a lot going on. And if you will remember, on Friday's lunchtime energy report, I also made the statement that we would begin to see within 24 to 48 hours after that, and I believe I said this on my Rumble as well, that we would begin to see cyber attacks, which we did on yesterday. The Ukrainian government ambassador to the U.S. made a statement that we that they are under attack. And they've been experiencing cyber attacks. And actually, here in the US, one of the largest chip manufacturers experienced a cyber attack, and they didn't attribute it to anyone in particular. They just said that they experienced it. So, that being said, some things I don't like to be right about, a lot of things I don't like to be right about, but it is what it is. Today is a very interesting day because I saw earlier today where over here we're hearing that Putin is readying his people or his military for nuclear um, potentiality of what have you, um, readiness. But then when you hear exactly what he said, I don't know that I deduce that from that. We're seeing a lot of propaganda from all sides. If you go watch, I'll try to link the channel, the Quartering, Jeremy from the Quartering. He brought out, I saw a video from him yesterday where he was showing where There were pictures and videos that are old from 2015, from 2014, that are being purported to be current happenings over there. This is my point. I am not going to hold you long. And let me put this up here. Everything that I'm stating right now in this video is opinion, interpretation, and conjecture. So I'm going to give you my opinions. My opinion is this. First of all, my prayers, my heartfelt prayers and energy, and I'm asking the heavens, right? We're asking the angels, we're asking the ancestors, we're asking all the beings that help, um, to help, right? It is our place to keep our frequency high, because as we keep our frequency high, then that sends a calming energy out. My concern is that what's happening is there's a lot of fear. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm saying that it is what it is. There's fear, the energy of fear. We've been living in this energy of fear for over 2 years, heightened fear now. And this has typically been a surefire way for some groups of people to be able to enact an enormous amount of fear and cause that to occur within a world, in a worldwide way. Okay? Guys, we can't live in fear. The more we bring fear out, the more we allow fear to permeate our being and permeate our soul, basically, the more fear we're going to send out. Okay? I don't know why I can't see the chat. So I'm going to have to go to YouTube to see the chat. So I won't be able to, unfortunately, put the chats up. Hi, Shakima. Hi. Hey, Organized Chaos. How are you, love? I was just thinking about you the other day. The more we allow fear to permeate our soul, the more that we basically send fear out. Okay? We can't do that. We can't do that, because the more we send out that energy of fear, then the stronger that energy gets in the collective. If you think that your individual processing of this situation doesn't affect everything else worldwide, you're sadly and sorely mistaken, because it truly does. It truly does. We as individual human beings, we're energetic beings having a human experience. So every frequency we send out is then added to a collective frequency that's then magnified. So that's first and foremost. In fact, I'm recommending highly that we get into, hey Andrea, that we get into a space of neutrality. And you're like, Lise, what in the world do you mean by a space of neutrality? I mean this. I want us as a people, a human race, energetic beings having a human experience. I want you to really seek out information and the history of where we're at and how we got to where we're at right now. I want you to seek it out. I'm going to give you some of it. And then you're gonna be like, wow, this is why she can be so calm in this space. Listen, the West, the US has a history of placing certain people in other countries in power. We have a history of that. Some of y'all are old enough to know, or to at least have heard about how we interfered in Iran. All of us probably have some recollection of at least the second Iraqi war, and probably the first. Some of us. Some of y'all might not know all the ins and outs about what has historically happened over there in that region of the world. But I can tell you, because this information was put out a few years ago and it was squashed, that the US and the Western world doesn't have clean hands in this. We don't. There are reports, and if you watch like the BBC, and if you watch like WION, which is India news that is Indian based over from India, you're going to get a different perspective. Hey, Butterfly Secrets. You're going to get a different perspective. You're going to find out the perspective that certain of our presidencies have done a lot of garbage over there. We've assisted. Matter of fact, if you all remember on Friday, I said that you're going to start seeing people speak out and information given. Matter of fact, I should just pull up a chart, shouldn't I? I'm going to show you all from an astrological point of view where we're at. You're going to see and hear information. People are going to be like, well, this is why this is going on. So what do I mean by that? Listen, let me tell you something. Yesterday, day before yesterday, some tapes were dropped from 2014 and 2015 where our State Department was meddling over there in that country, helping to create or prop up a specific leader at that time. I'm not kidding. This is why this is happening today. Let me pull this chart up here. I'm not going to draw on it, guys, because it's going to take me a little while to grab everything and draw on it. So I'm just going to share it. Hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know why my Restream's acting a fool, so I'm not sure why. Chrome tab, that's what I want to get to. I think this, yep, this one. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this a little bit. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. This cluster right here, this is what we got going on right here. I told you all things were going to escalate by this time. So we are coming into the phase between today and tomorrow where there is a conjunction. Right now, there's actually by degree a conjunction right now of the moon, Pluto, Mars, and Venus. Mars is still ahead of the game a little bit. So Mars is going to reach conjunction with Pluto just a hair faster than Venus will. The moon just passed over Pluto just about less than about an hour ago. This is all still in Capricorn. What we do here in the US, because we're in the midst of our Plutonian return, the last time this happened was right around 1776, between 1776 and 1778. What happened during 1776 and 1778? That's when, right? 1776, the birth of the nation. The Revolutionary War, I don't think was over until like 1778. Somebody can fact check me. So we're going to be in a time of great, immense change. When the US was born, it changed the world. It changed the world's political landscape because we freed ourselves, theoretically, from the colonialism that was the United Kingdom. Okay? We created a democracy. Actually, it was more of a federation of states that had not been seen before anywhere, where you had a number of states that had their own sets of governments with cities within it, and then it rolled up into a federation of those states that decided to come together basically as individual countries that had never been seen before. Now, what we're seeing right now, though, is the change that needs to happen and the cleansing of um, everybody interfering in everybody else's garbage. What we're seeing right now is, you know what? We might not always be right. What we're seeing right now, what we're seeing right now is the result is higher up government entities, elites fighting amongst each other. And the unfortunate part about that is that it's the people that suffer. It is the civilians that suffer. But I'm going to say something to you, and you might not like to hear it. But the reality of it is if Russia had wanted to just kill a bunch of people, civilians, he would have done it. He could have done it. It has been very strategic, right? It's been very strategic. I'm going to ask you, when you see images that are posted, go to DuckDuckGo as a browser, and I want you to do an image search on them. You're going to find out that a lot of the things we're seeing right now are old. They are regurgitated and they are old. Someone sent to me some screenshots of some tweets from CNN. One from CNN Afghanistan back in August, and then another one from CNN Ukraine in just like recently, like a few days ago, where they're saying the same reporter passed away twice. Literally the same reporter. Like the same face, same name, same everything. Same man passed away. First casualty of a journalist in Afghanistan, and then all of a sudden he's the first casualty of a journalist in the Ukraine. We are not being told the truth. And if we've learned nothing else over the last 2 years, we better have learned that we don't get told the truth. Why is this conjunction so important? Because we as a collective group must decide that we are going to question and that we are going to seek out truth, that our foundational basis of understanding of how governments across the world work and how the elites work and how they try to put forward, everybody does propaganda, the left, the right, the center, the up, the down. We as a spiritual Christian collective, Muslim, Jewish, I don't care, anybody that believes in God, in a higher power, in source, it is our job at this moment in time to stay neutral, because the only way you're going to find the truth is if you can operate from a place of neutrality, where you're up here. And when I say stay neutral, I'm not saying don't pray for the people. I'm not saying don't like send good energy. I'm not saying don't stand with the people. I'm not saying not to pray for an end to this quickly, succinctly, and for the best outcome. That's what we should be doing. But when I say stay neutral, I mean stop assigning good and evil to the players, because guess what? All of them have dirty hands. All of them, including our government, including the governments of NATO, including NATO itself. Dirty hands. Nobody's clean. We have to stop assigning good and evil. We have to also be sure that our reactions are not reactions based from a place of emotional, like, wah, 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 right? Stop the swing. Oh, you can't even see me, child, because I got this stupid thing here Let me see if I can move myself. Hold on, guys. I didn't realize that. I'm just gonna go dark. Let me do this. Stop the swing. Stop moving. Stop getting all upset every time you see something. When I literally saw, hey, emerged, hey, God, hey, Goddess Essence Energy, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while, babe. Hey, Tina. Hey, Sarah. I saw what came across Yahoo News this morning. Perfect example, right? I was talking about this whole nuclear this and nuclear that. Do we really think that Vladimir Putin would launch a nuclear bomb or nuclear weaponry into Western Europe? Can we pull up a map? Should I pull up a map? Good morning, Melinda. Grand Rising. Should we pull up a map? Why would you launch a nuclear weapon into Western Europe when the jet stream is going to blow back all of the nuclear crap over back into your country? It's not like Russia can just say, oh, well, we're not going to get any of the nuclear fallout. All the nuclear fallout's going to come right back over his country. Come on, guys. Can we please, for 1 second, can we please? So what is the point then of taking what he said potentially out of context or taking something out of it to cause you fear? Why? So that we will be, yeah, let's go over there and bomb them. Yeah, let's send our troops over there. Yeah, let's do the. Stop and think. Normally, I'm like, use your energy, use your emotions. I'm telling you, yes, use your emotions, but I need you to keep them contained. I need you to be direct with this. So, if we're going to do any work here, we're going to have to keep our emotions and energies contained. Contained. Absolutely, butterfly secrets. Follow the astrology. That's not going to happen. I was talking about the oh, let me go back over here. I'm all discombobulated today because my goddamn restream's not acting right. Let me see. Let me do this. That made it worse. All right. So you've got this going on. Let me go over here. You've got this going on here. So there's going to be some, and I told you guys, I don't really foresee this conflict lasting very long. We're going to get to a height of it, I would say, within the next 24 to 48 hours. Also, there's like a convoy going, like, to talk, and so there's negotiations going on. It's not going to go very long. I don't see it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying I'm 150% right. So I don't want any nasty grams or none of that garbage coming over here if I'm wrong. But I don't believe we're going to see this as a major conflict going on much longer. I think we're going to get to some resolution. It's going to come to its apex fairly soon, right? And there will be some sort of transformation in the governmental structure. This Mercury squaring off Uranus, remember I said the other day that this is, and it's conjunct Saturn, that we were going to find out information. Also, with the sun now basically by degree in conjunction with Jupiter and then sextiling Uranus. This tells me what has happened, what would happen has happened. And what is that? That there's communications that have been leaked. There's going to be documents. There's videos that have been leaked. And those videos, by the way, are the ones where you could see that they're old and these aren't new. This isn't new. There's one where there's this grand big explosion, right? Well, that was of a power plant back in 2015. That's not new. So if you're seeing it on Twitter, where it's in this kind of like dusky sky and there's this big explosion and this big plume, right? That's not new, guys. That's from 2015. You can go to bbc.com and find out for yourself. You don't believe me. Do you guys want me to bring it up? Because I'm just going to trust that y'all could do some of this yourself. Stop the swing. Our problem historically has been what's happened is we've had a leader, period. We've had a leader that we've looked to because we've not had enough leadership internally. We've had a leader that's been quote unquote elected, that's then come and said a bunch of stuff to us. And what happens? We get into this righteous indignation and we're like, yeah, go kill them. Yeah, go send our men over there. Go send our women over there lately. Yeah, go send the troops. Yeah. We get all in a freaking tizzy. When guess what? It was his garbage or her garbage to start off with. Whatever economic blah, blah, blah that they were going to get from it, that's where it came from. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. This isn't our fight. Our fight is to bring peace. Our fight is to bring what is of the highest good. Our fight is to bring tranquility. Our fight is to remain in high vibration because that does defeat shadow. Light always defeats shadow. And let me tell you something, regardless of how this happens, not regardless, but for the most part, sometimes, beloveds, there's got to be some dirty laundry that's taken out the daggone luggage so that we can wash it. Girl, you can't you can't clean the dirty laundry till it's exposed. So you need to be prepared to see some stuff that maybe you didn't want to see about certain leaders in this country and in this world that maybe you ignored 2 years ago. Perhaps, or a year ago. Maybe you ignored it. Maybe you just thought it was propaganda. But there's some truth in every lie. There's some truth in every lie. You gotta stop. We have to stop just reacting to everything as it's put forward. Hey, Shamaria, how are you? I don't understand how we've been lied to now for 2 years. And maybe that's hard for some of y'all to grasp. Like we've been blatantly lied to where y'all can see it for the last 2 darn years. And now we want to believe this? No, come on with it. Come on now. Come on now. All this Piscean energy, you're going to see some saber rattling. You're going to see some more. And you're going to see this Neptunian as we come into the end of the Piscean season in March. We're probably going to see some more stuff happen. But this is the big conjunction that I'm really looking at. And this big conjunction here is sextiling Neptune, which is saying to me, any delusions of grandeur are coming to the forefront, and the illusions are not, stop. The illusions are being shown. They're being put on display. They're being opened up so that you can see them. The curtain is being taken down. The veil is being removed. The question is, are you going to be okay with that? The question is, are you going to be able to accept it? And if you are not in the midst of a bunch of BS down here and operating out of a position of fear, you will be able to operate from a position of power. And that's what we need to do. The position of power is the position of light. The position of power is the position of light, the position of love, the position of wisdom, the position of higher energy, the high ground. Have you ever watched any movies, right? And they always talk about, if it's a like a conflict, like a historical conflict, they talk about, we have to take the high ground. Why do you have to take the high ground? Why when you're on the ground, right, and you are fighting, right, a hand-to-hand combat or person-to-person combat, not airstrikes, they always, you'll hear generals and things talk about taking the high ground. Why? Because you can see what the heck's going on. It's too early for me to start cussing this morning. You can see what the heck's happening. When you're on a position of from the high ground and someone's trying to come up that hill, you can get there behind real quick, can't you? Because you see them coming. So often we're down here in this valley with the rest of everybody else going, oh my God, right? And I'm not saying this is not a bad thing. Yes, it's tense. Yes, it's problematic. Yes, it's horrible. It's horrible that people are having to leave their homes. It's horrible that there are tanks rolling through cities. It's horrible that people are losing their lives, whether they be soldiers or civilians, because those soldiers, we don't even look at them as humans, right? It's horrible. Completely. And not their fault. And one life is one life too many for some of this stupidity that's going on. And not the people that should be losing their lives because of the people that caused it. Yes, we need healing. Absolutely. So our responsibility is to take the position of the high ground. That's our responsibility. Our responsibility is not to assign good, bad, or indifferent. I don't mind it that the truther community is saying, listen, Putin's not in the wrong here. That's not saying that the man is a good man. But it's not for me to judge his soul. But what I am saying is that when you dig a little deeper, when you dig into the history, when you dig into how the Americans, not 45, 44, what 44 and his VP and the current person in office did in that country, we'd be a little pissed off too. When you dig through there, and Ricky Manor said this on his channel, go to his channel too, from the other day. He was talking about this on Friday night, I believe it was. When you find out that there are groups of people that think that people that have no melanin in their skin are supreme, I have to be very careful what I'm saying. And that's who we're backing. That's who the U.S. is sending this aid to arm. Really? Okay. There's a sect of people in there, and Russia's been talking about this since 2015. There's a sect of people there that were historically were working and committing atrocities in Poland back in World War II. Hello? Hello? We forget that Russia was actually an ally to the US and to Western Europe in World War II. Now, I'm not going to say what happened after at the end of World War II when basically Russia and the US decided to split Europe up. But we don't want to talk about that either, do we? We don't see, the thing is we don't I love my country. I love my country. But just like You might love your children or you might love your parents. Sometimes people do crazy stuff. We're not always right, right? We're not, I love my country, but we're not always right. We're not always 100% right. We don't always come out on 100% on top, on the right side of things. And we have to take some ownership of that. Thank you. We have to take some ownership. We can stand in the gap and take ownership and accountability for the ish that this country did back then. Now, if you want to do something powerful, as a collective, those of us that are here in the US, we could take ownership and responsibility for the crap that we did and clear that out. We can stand in that gap. We can stand in that gap. But let's not sit here. Do not fall into the fear BS. Do not fall into the fear. The energies are not moving towards a massive global conflict. However, if we continue to follow the distractions, the propaganda, and believe it all, what's going to happen is that then this resetting of the economic structure worldwide can and will come in. Don't take your eye off the true prize. I'm going to give you a little bit more information. There have been, did y'all know there have been Russian troops there in the Ukraine for 8 years now? In certain areas of the Ukraine that actually have been asking to be freed from and liberated from the Ukrainian government. Because historically, especially after we put our puppet in, the first one that we put in, they wanted to be free from it because of the corruption. That's right, the big stick energy. That's right. So, listen, there's a lot of stuff that has gone on, guys. We don't know the truth behind all the truth behind why things have happened that have happened on my Rumble channel, and I'm going to let you guys go because I have a reading in 5 minutes. On my Rumble channel, I put up a couple of maps of a couple of things. Go look at that. It's in the community tab, my Rumble channel. Go look at the video I did Friday. We will do a part 2 today. At some point, I got to catch up on some other stuff. I spent the day yesterday with family and getting my hair done and just self-care and family time. So it was really good to disconnect. But anyway, I put something up over there that I want y'all to see because I can't show that here. I don't want, but there's things that we've been doing over there in that country that if they were done in, let's say, Cuba or Mexico or Canada, we'd be up in arms. If a foreign country was doing what we've been doing, allegedly, in the Ukraine, some is allegedly, some is true, fact checkable. Let me tell you, we would be doing the same thing right now. So let's not get on our holier than their high horse, shall we not? We have to address our history. It's going to continue to repeat. We have to address the history in a spiritual way, and I'm not wanting anybody to feel guilty about, can I just say this? And I don't want anybody to feel guilty about their race, their ethnicity, or anything like that. This is what I want you to understand, that we have to address the sins of the fathers, because the sins of the fathers are visited upon the sons and the daughters. And we can address it in an energetic, authentic, integral way. We can. But the history of this country has not been one of, oh, could we just share with you? And, we won't try to impose our thoughts, ways, and what have you on you. We just all want to coexist and kumbaya. That ain't been the history of this darn country. And we need to stop playing. Now, I might not agree with the progressive agenda. I definitely don't agree with liberalism as it is now. And to be honest with you, I really don't agree with a lot of things on the right side either. I'm very much a down the middle kind of gal. Okay? There's crap on both sides of the fence. Period and point blank. Nobody's hands is clean. But the history of our country has not been one of, oh, could we please? Nah, we go in and we take. And what we can't take, we manipulate. What we can't take, we manipulate. We will throw the rock and hide our hands so fast it's not even funny. Act like we ain't do nothing. But we do it in the name of freedom and democracy. How is it promoting freedom and democracy when you go and interfering and propping up your person and interfering in their elections and propping up the person that you can control? We've done it numerous times. Let's not act brand new. And for those of y'all that don't know, I'm going to ask you to go back and check the real history. What? Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm going to have to do a whole history lesson. I can't do it right now. But there's a couple things I want to leave you with. We'll be back this evening for we're going to have a discussion on gene keys. I can't go live too much, otherwise YouTube won't send out any of my notifications. So if I do some more work, it's going to be on the Rumble channel. And so I'll post that again so you guys can have it. I'll let you know when I'm going over there. But I believe, for me, that if we as a collective can come together, and maybe we do this during what should be our members only, but we might do this tomorrow. But if we can come together as a collective, right, and clear the karma of the past, and not just here in the UK, in Canada, in Europe, if we can clear that, and openly and being willing to admit and take accountability for it, and stand in the gap from a place of neutrality, I believe that we can begin then to bring this to an end. Hey, AT. Well, then they can get to Romania and then get out from there. But I will tell you what's not happening. What's not happening is mass civilian death. What's not happening is mass civilian death. And I got to go, y'all. But what that's not happening, and I'm going to put this to you this way. If that were the case, if this man wanted to just kill civilians on mass levels, he's had every opportunity to bomb every train, passenger train. He's had every opportunity to bomb every bus. He knows when they're leaving. That's going to these borders. He's had every opportunity. He hasn't done that. That means this is not about killing civilians. All right? We're going to do a history lesson. I'm probably going to do it off of this platform, but we'll do a history lesson. But we would need to, are they able to get to Romania, AT2? So y'all, this is something else we got to, y'all go support AT2 as well, please. Are they able to get to Romania? So we need to be sure, we need to hold space for, and our prayers and our holding space for needs to be that also, that anyone that wishes to leave that country has the ability And when they leave that country, that they will be able to get back either to their home country, or if they're from the Ukraine, that they are able to find help and safety and security in, where they have to leave to, okay? And AT2, I'm going to look a little bit more into that to see what's going on. All right, guys, I got to go. I'm 2 minutes late. I will post on my community tab, and I will be sending out some emails. If you haven't already subscribed to my email list, I'll be posting some emails as to how to find me a little bit later today as I have some more time, okay? Yes, protect your crown chakra. They're being denied train rides. Poland and Ukraine security are denying the Nigeria. See, now that's some Polish BS. Y'all, we have to pray for them. Protect your crown chakras. Absolutely. 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 Be sure you have plenty of amethyst, black obsidian, green aventurine around you. They're being denied train ride. Okay. All right. Let's petition the heavens that the Nigerians are able to get out safely, that they be allowed to leave. All right? That they be allowed to leave. And that they be allowed safe passage so they can go home. I think they want to use them as human shields to make it seem like the Russians are over there killing Nigerians. That's otherwise. Why wouldn't you let them leave? Why wouldn't you let them leave? Why wouldn't you let them into your country? Girl, I gotta go. Y'all gonna. I'm getting fired up and revved up. All right, guys. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. Check my community tab. I will be communicating there, and I'll be communicating through email in just about an hour to an hour and a half. All right? All right, gang. I will see you all soon. We will gather together again, and we will petition the heavens. And I guarantee you we will do that today. All right? All right, guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.